Hello everyone, it's Jamie. I just wanted to record a little bit of a video. I tried doing this earlier actually. I tried doing this as long ago as November. But hey, it's still January. Now's as good a time as any for me to officially post a sort of update as to what my plan for 2023 is. I'm going to keep it decently quick, decently brief, but before I do that, I hate to be that guy, but I would just like to let everybody know that Bananarang, the Scattered Shards, which is my latest game, I spent 2 years working on it, is available now for PC, Mac, and Linux. So basically, if you have a computer, it's available to you, and it costs less than $2 American. You can get for 150 American, which is, I think, a pretty good price. I think the game is really good, and if you don't believe me, just go ahead and watch the promo video. I'll have it linked in the description. I think you will like what you see. So please, please give it a try. I worked really hard on it. Um, Again, I hate to be that guy, but just please, it would mean a lot to me if you haven't checked the game out. If you could just check it out, just play it. I think you'll like it. All right. Anyways, advertising out of the way. Um, it is 2023. It is a new year. January is almost over. A whole 12th of this year is all already just about done. Um, but I got plans. I got big plans for what I'm going to be doing this year. Not exactly the biggest plans I've ever had for a year, and they've definitely changed. I recorded a whole video, I think, back in November about what my plans for 2023 originally were. However, I've kind of sidelined those original plans. I've kind of reworked what I plan to be doing for the majority of this year. So the first thing I'd like to address is my current living situation. It's not great, which kind of limits a lot of what I can and cannot do right now. At the moment, I don't even exactly have a proper like room that's actually mine that I can do stuff in. Hence the you know not exactly greatest to environment, I guess, that I'm recording this in right now. The lighting is also terrible. I apologize for that. But anyways, that being said, decently soon, somewhat soon, hopefully, it is planned for that to pretty much change. That I will be able to move into a room. Now that's it'll still be the same kind of living situation I'm still in, but here's the thing. I plan to set up a studio, and I mean a real studio with a big green screen, a big one that I can stand in front of, and real studio lights. And those are already here. I already have those, and you might know where I'm going with this, but basically, a while back, I created a bunch of new YouTube channels, and I essentially wanted to officially, first of all, dedicate this YouTube channel to being for like personal logs like this, and then actually have channels and stuff for my brands and whatnot. One of those is called Formula Fanboy Pictures, which currently does not have anything uploaded to it. Now, as the name implies, Formula Fanboy Pictures is basically supposed to be a division for video content. And by video content, I don't mean this kind of video content. I mean like proper entertainment video content, like movies, shows, that kind of thing. Obviously not of the particularly highest production value. I'm not exactly a Hollywood superstar or anything like that, but I do have a lot of plans for stuff that I'm going to be making. And largely, the number one focus of my plan in 2023 is going to be to start that, to start Formula Fanboy Pictures, to launch that into a real thing, and to get out some products for that. Now, I'm not going to go into detail about what I'm planning to make specifically in 2023. All I'll tell you is I got a big project planned. It's got a name. It's got a decent amount of production value behind it, and I've already been writing scripts for it. And it's definitely happening. I'll say that much. It is absolutely definitely happening. Hopefully, I'll be able to release a bulk of it within 2023 itself. Um, but I don't want to give too many details away. I don't want to spoil what it is, but I've been planning it for a long time. It's kind of been this idea bouncing around in my head for the past few years, and I'm finally bringing it to fruition, which I am very excited about. Now, another thing I would like to confirm. Now, this is not 2023 material specifically. I will admit I do believe this project will likely not come out this year, and I likely won't make a very substantial amount of progress on it this year because I really want to streamline for this year what I'm going to be working on. Really, there's two big projects this year I'm going to be working on. Number one is that project I just alluded to, and number two, for my games division, is 20. For my games division, I'm working on a sequel to Blood Knuckle. Some people might remember back in 2021, I released a game called Blood Knuckle that's the new one. Blood Knuckle Rooftop of the Impossible Skyscraper. That was a game that came out in November 2021. And I am currently working on a game called Blood Knuckle Exploration of the Illustrious Underground. It is a full sequel. It's going to have a little bit more content than the last one. It's going to certainly have a much more straightforward set of mechanics. It will work a little differently from the first game, but it will largely be the same. I've already started coding it. I've already got a level or two done. I've already, I got a lot of the art created. I've got the vast majority of the soundtrack is done for that game. And it's also going to be fully voice acted. Now, that's the only thing that might stop this game from coming out in 2023, is one of the people I have voice acting for this game, or one of the people I want to have voice act for this game. I have talked to them. I'm not going to say this person's name because I don't want to create I don't want there to be any possibility for there to be like some sort of public pressure on this person. But all I'll say is I talked to a person who happens to be a relatively large streamer on Twitch. I am a big fan of his, and he seemed to be really open to the idea of voice acting in this game for me. Which would be really, really cool. And I have fallen so in love with that idea that I will sit on a finished game for as long as it takes for him to get back to me. So, with that being said, I'm not going to reach out to him until I actually have a script for him to read. So, I'm going to be spending, as far as my games division goes, I'm going to be spending a lot of 2023 working on this game, this Blood Knuckle 2 game. There's 25 levels in the whole thing. Should be relatively easy to do. And then once the game essentially is done, once all the levels are done, and once I just have all this dialogue, that's when I'm going to start reaching out to voice actors so that there's already just a bunch of lines that they can just read off. Anyways, I got completely off track there from what I was originally trying to bring up, which is another project for my pictures division. Now, this project is not, like I said, probably not going to come out in 2023, but I wanted to mention it anyways because I think some people might be excited about it. You might remember at the beginning of this video I brought up my latest game, Bananarang: The Scattered Shards. Well, I am adapting that into an animated film. And I know what you're thinking. You sound way in over your head about that. You cannot just make an animated film. That's not how that works. But listen, I've already started animating it. I've got about a minute of footage done, and I have high hopes that I can actually do this. It will probably take a while. If I had to guess, I'd say the movie will probably come out sometime in late 2024 at the earliest. But here's the thing about Bananarang is nobody talks in it, so I don't even need voice actors. It's almost entirely going to be visual comedy. It's not going to be particularly long either. I'm aiming for about 40-ish minutes, because the game really does not have that meaty a plot. I'm already taking a bit of liberties with the plot, but it's largely going to be a faithful kind of retelling of the game. And I got some cool stuff planned for that. I do like the idea in general of adapting my games to movies and vice versa, and having a lot of crossover between these divisions so that I can really build an identity for this sort of brand that I'm trying to put together. So I think that this is a good place to start. I think Bananarang has a story that's really tailor-made to be turned into a movie, and like I said, I've already got about a minute of it animated, and I've already essentially got got it laid out what I plan to do for this movie. I just have to make it. And like I said, I don't plan on focusing on making it in 2023 because I really want to focus on those two projects for 2023. I want to focus on Blood Knuckle so I can get at least one game out this year, or at least try to. And I want to focus on this other project, this big project that I'm working on in 2023 that I think a lot of you are going to like a lot. So that's pretty much it. That's my plans for 2023. Um, I don't really have anything else to say, but I hope you're all excited. My main focus for this year, in case you couldn't tell, my sort of resolution above all is I want to sort of finally start expanding. Those of you who know me know that I've always had this sort of weird fascination with the idea of having a multimedia empire, which I know sounds dumb. I know it sounds kind of stupid to say that to describe, just these silly things I'm publishing online. But that's kind of the way I think of it, right? I mean, this is my legacy, the art that I make. One day I'm going to be dead, right? And this stuff is still going to exist. So I really do care a lot about it, and I put a lot of effort into it. And I like the idea that even if it's just something silly like this, that I'll have something really cool to leave my kids one day. So uh, I really want to expand into making other stuff other than just video games, because I think I can do it. There's also my music channel, by the way. My music YouTube channel is fully launched. All of my soundtracks for my currently published games are on there. So if you want to, check that out, I'll have a link to that in the description. And you can listen to all of it for free. You can also download these soundtracks as albums. They all come with the games that they're for. So that's really cool. But yeah, those of you who know me in real life might know that a long time ago, a long, long time ago, when I was a little kid, I always had a very big interest in filmmaking. And I made movies and kind of a show, kind of. They were all terrible. They're all private now. I'm never ever going to let anybody see them again. But considering that I made them between the ages of like 9 and 13, I'd say they were pretty impressive. So um, not good, mind you, but like from a technical standpoint, I'd say I was able to achieve a lot. And so, in a sense, I kind of have an idea of what I'm going into here. And I'm actually this big project that I'm working on. I'm actually working with some other people on it. I'm not entirely doing this alone. I will obviously be doing the majority of the writing and definitely all of the editing and whatnot. But I actually do have one or two other people that are sort of helping me to bring this one project to fruition. Um, I won't really say much about it other than what I already have said. You can probably gather from what I was talking about earlier that it's basically something I'm going to make using a green screen, and it's basically a live action sort of comedy situation. That's all I'm going to say about it, pretty much. But I have a very clear vision for this project. Really, I could start making it at any time. The only thing I'm waiting for is what I was talking about earlier about having a room. Basically, there's a person who lives in my house right now who's going to move out of it. And once they move out of it, I can take the room that they were staying in. And once I can do that, I can set up my green screen, I can set up my studio lights. Basically, I will be setting up a studio, a real, actual real-life studio, which is, of course, very exciting. But also, more importantly, very useful. And I'm basically just waiting on that to start the creation of this project. As soon as that's available to me, I will be able to start to just get right into it. And like I said, I think I'll be able to release a bulk of this content in 2023. So look forward to that. That's all from me before I rant myself into a hole any further. But I hope everybody has a great day. Goodbye.